Our verse for today is Luke chapter 14, verse 26. It reads, "If anyone comes to me but will not hate his father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sisters, in addition his own life as well, he cannot become my disciple." This verse is part of Jesus' exposition on the cost of following him or becoming his disciple, directed at a large crowd that had begun to follow him in what appeared to be the beginning of a mass movement. Typically, leaders of mass movements are euphoric about their followership, and the leader would often mobilize and animate the followers with words of reassurance. But Jesus does something different. He alerts the followers of the cost of following him, making it clear that it requires radical commitment, and both the leader and the followers must be willing to commit to the cause above every other commitment, including their economic well-being, family ties, and even their very own life. Hence, in our verse for today, Jesus warns that anyone who prefers his family ties or his personal life more than the cause to which he was calling them is ipso facto incapable of following him or becoming his disciple. Put more pointedly, if anyone wants to come with me but prefers his father and mother and wife and children and brothers and sisters or even his own life, he cannot become my disciple. Notice that I use the expression anyone who prefers his father, mother, wife, children, brothers and sisters, instead of anyone who does not hate his father and mother, wife, children, brother and sisters. This is because the Greek word miseo, usually translated as to hate, has a range of meanings depending on how it is used. It can mean to hate, to detest. For example, to hate one's enemy, to detest one enemy, as we find in Luke 1:71, 6:22, 27, 19, 14. But it can also mean to not prefer one person or thing over another, as in the warning of Jesus that no one can serve two masters, or either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. Luke 16:17, Matthew 6:24. This expresses the idea of preferring one over the other, or having devotion to one over the other. Another instance where the term, rather than expressing hatred in the sense of detesting someone, refers to showing no preference, is the case of a man with two wives, one said to be loved, that is preferred, and the other one hated, that is not preferred, as we find in Genesis 29 verse 31, Deuteronomy 21 verses 15 to 16. Thus, in a situation where two or more options are juxtaposed, as in the present case which juxtaposes family ties and even one's life on the one hand, and Jesus on the other hand, the term miseo, usually translated as to hate, means to not prefer. Thus, Jesus here makes it clear to the crowd that following him can be costly. It can cost them their family ties and even their own lives, for which anyone who prefers family or his own life is clearly incapable of following him. In fact, the parallel text in the Gospel of Matthew makes it clearer. He who loves or prefers father or mother over me is not worthy of me. Matthew 10:37. The question before us, who claim to be disciples or followers of Jesus today, is how radically are we committed to Jesus? Are there any ties or commitments that we place before our relationship or commitment to Jesus? If so, we are reminded that we may not yet be capable of following Jesus through and through. Let us ask from the Lord, therefore, the grace to place him before all else and above all else. Amen. Have a blessed and wonderful day.